Welcome back to The Big Picture. We're talking about eyesight today, and my guest is Dr. Michael Murphy from Clarence Eye Care Center. And today we're talking about some of the technology. Earlier we were talking about a contact lens that you could put in all night so that during the day you wouldn't need to have any correction, no glasses, no contacts. What's that technology called?
So that technology is officially called orthokeratology.
Okay.
And some people will call it ortho-K, corneal molding, retainer lenses. It has a lot of different names, but we like to refer to it by its medical name called ortho-K.
Okay. Explain to me a little bit about how that works.
Right. So typically a younger patient will come in who's already nearsighted, is dependent on their glasses to see better at the board and for distance work. And we'll take a map of their cornea, and the cornea is that very front of the eye where a soft contact lens would normally sit during the day. So we map out the cornea, we measure their prescription, and then we custom design a hard contact lens that they'll actually place on their cornea while they're sleeping. It gently reshapes the curvature of their eye. When they wake up in the morning, they're able to take that contact lens out and then see all day without glasses or contacts, giving them freedom from those other devices.
So it shapes this portion of the eye right here.
It actually shapes it's the corneal curvature. It's, you know, with LASIK, that's what a laser is doing. A laser is permanently changing the curvature of this cornea. But with our technology, you're actually gently reshaping the curvature. If you stop wearing the contact lens, your cornea will go back to its original shape. So it's not a surgical procedure, it's not a permanent procedure, it's reversible and it's safe and it's FDA approved.
And how long does the cornea maintain its shape after you take that corrective lens off?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So we like to use the analogy of plugging your phone in to recharge it. You have to put the contact in to kind of recharge your cornea every night to maintain that shape. The vision will last all day. Most patients have to wear this retainer lens or ortho-K lens every single night. Some patients can get away with, 2 days with good vision with only, one night of wear.
Now I know a lot of people out there are saying, well, you're not supposed to wear your contacts at night. What is it about these contacts that allows you to wear them at night with no ill effects?
That's another great question. So these lenses are highly oxygen permeable. They allow a lot of oxygen transfer to the cornea, more so than a soft contact lens would. They're made of gas permeable material, which is actually more resistant to microbes and bacteria than a soft contact lens is. And they're wearing lenses shorter than they would a soft contact. Soft lens wearers are wearing their lenses for 14 or 16 hours a day. This hard lens is only on your eye for about 8.
Okay, and is that really the amount of time that's needed? Say you're a college kid and you go to bed and get 5 hours of sleep. Is that going to be enough?
It's not sometimes, no.
Okay.
College kids live a different lifestyle than you and me, Phil, as you know. But we encourage our patients to get 8 hours of sleep.
Okay. What kind of feedback do you get from the patients? They come back after a month or two of doing this. What kind of reaction typically do you get?
Parents are shocked. Parents, the first time they come in for their exam, parents hover on every letter their kid reads when they're looking at that chart. And when they can't see the big E, the parents start to feel guilty or they're concerned. So when their child comes back the first night after ortho-K wear and they can read down to 20/30 or 20/25 after just one night of wear, the parents are amazed and they're excited. And it reimburses and it re-energizes them to continue to wear that lens and get better and better vision, because the vision will get better over the course of 1 or 2 weeks of treatment.
And that's a good question. Who is a good candidate for this type of procedure, and what results can be expected? Say if you are 2200 or 2300, is that a good candidate?
So the FDA, to give some numbers, because a lot of patients know the number of their contact lens that they have on their contact lens box. The FDA has approved a prescription up to a -6 of nearsightedness and up to 1.75 diopters of astigmatism. So that's really a very wide scale patient base. So many patients are candidates from a prescription standpoint, but the other part of this is the personality and are people motivated to do this technology? And that's why we want you to come in and have an individualized assessment and consultation so we can explain the process and answer questions that people have about the technology.
Okay. How many physicians across the country practice this kind of technology?
That's a great question that I really don't know the answer to in a number standpoint, but it's probably less than 5% of optometrists that offer technology like this. It's not a wide-scale treatment at this point. It will be, though. It's a much bigger technology in Asia than it is here.
Okay. I did see a book in your office that talked about a lot of the different doctors throughout the country, and it's not a very small number. I mean, there are doctors in a lot of different cities that do practice this.
They are, and they're considered specialists and subspecialists. But we want to raise the level of awareness, and that's really why I'm here today. My goal today is not to just have Clarence Eye Care be the only practice that offers this technology. I think this is, we want to get the word out, let parents know that we offer this technology, and hopefully get some other optometrists in the community to embrace the technology and offer it in their offices too.
Well, awareness that's all important, because I did not know of this, and everybody that I've mentioned it to had no idea that this was even possible. So that's quite interesting, and it's an option. It's a choice, and some people it would be a perfect choice. Some people they're not candidates for it, but it is a choice, and that's key. Whenever you can offer an option like this, that's a good thing. In general, now getting back to the other subjects, the fashion of eyeglasses, is that changing now from what it used to be? When I was growing up and you wore glasses, it was almost like, do I have to really? And now I see young kids that it's almost a fashion statement when you're wearing glasses. It's not something that you shy away from. It's almost, I've seen young girls actually want to get glasses that were clear because they didn't need glasses, but they wanted to fit in.
That's right.
That's like blows me away. It's just the opposite of what it used to be.
Well, kids are so funny, right? I mean, they have a different perspective on things. They're refreshing. They bring a new attitude. We get so many 8- and 9-year-old young kids like you're talking about that come in and will try to fake us out on the eye exam so they can get glasses. And you come to find out that maybe their friend Jimmy or Joey just got glasses and they want to be just like their buddy. So it's our job to weed that out. We don't want to give glasses out to people that don't really need them, but that is an interesting point.
Well, kids are spending so much time on the screens, whether it's an iPhone or a computer, and there's something called the computer vision syndrome. Explain to me what that is.
So in the eye care world, computer vision syndrome or digital eye strain, and it's just what the nomenclature says. It's spending too much time on the devices, the laptops, the iPads, the phones, the computers. And these devices emit something called blue light. And blue light, by its nature, scatters a lot. And that scattering can cause headaches and strain and dry eyes and fatigue. And so there is technology out there that we can offer to patients to block some of that blue light, to reduce some of that strain so they can work on their devices more comfortably.
Explain what you can offer. What is
so
that?
This technology is actually a filter that you put into your lenses and your glasses to filter out a very narrow spectrum of that wavelength of blue light that causes these symptoms. And by doing that, you can actually alleviate a lot of the symptoms that patients experience with too much computer use.
Okay. Yeah, I have driving sunglasses, and they're kind of an amber shade, and they filter out blue light, and I can see more clearly when I'm driving down the road. I guess that's kind of a similar
technology, and a lot of people have this on their smartphone already. There are apps or there are settings in your phone that you can filter out blue light. So patients will do that, or we recommend that they do that an hour or two before bedtime. Blue light stimulates our brain to feel like you're awake. And so by doing that, you're suppressing a hormone called melatonin, which is supposed to help us fall asleep at night. So there are concerns that we're disrupting our sleep cycle by being bombarded with this blue light too much.
When people go to the eye doctor today versus 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago when you started, are costs more today, or are they less, or are they about the same, you know, when you adjust for inflation? What are the trends?
I would say the cost is probably very similar to what it was 15 or 20 years ago. Many people have vision plans or vision insurances that will help reduce the cost of their eye exam and reduce the cost of their frame or lens allowance. So people can take advantage of these plans, and a lot of people have these plans in place and aren't actually taking advantage of them. So someone's paying for their insurance, either them or their employer, and they're missing out on a good general eye health check by not making an appointment.
There's always been a number of, I don't know whether they're myths or whether they're truisms, but you know, let's talk about some of the things that your mother always told you. Don't read in low light because you're straining your eyes. Is that true?
You know, it's debatable. There's not a lot of good literature out there to explain whether that's true or not. I think you should just respect your mom and do what she says.
We'll put a check mark next to we don't know. How about, well, this goes to the electronic screens. When you're too close to something, you know, is that going to hurt your eyes? And we've kind of covered that, you know,
the studies are saying that once you become nearsighted, that it's almost too late.
Yeah.
You know, that spending time on the computer is not going to do any more harm if you're already nearsighted. What we need to do is educate our patients and our kids who are not nearsighted yet.
And I like this one because I always tell my kids, when you go outside, wear sunglasses. No, I don't care whether it's a cloudy day or a sunny day, wear sunglasses because you're protecting your eyes from those, you know, those
UV
rays. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay.
Yeah, that is
so
true.
I can chalk one up for what I tell my kids. All right. Let's see, Dad knows. Dad knows. Okay. Okay. Are we out of time? We were okay. So that's it for this segment. It was a pleasure talking to Dr. Murphy about our eyes and all the things that we go through with eyesight. If you have any questions, feel free to contact Dr. Murphy at Clarence Eye Care. That's it for the big picture this week. Thanks so much for watching, and we always appreciate you watching WBBZ-TV. We'll see you next time.